everyone, I am Nishu. In the last videos, we have discussed about seminal vesicles, prostate gland, which was the accessory glands of the male reproductive system. And today we are going to discuss the third accessory gland, reproductive gland, which is present in the males, that is your Cowper's gland. Children, this Cowper's gland are found in pair. There is a one pair of Cowper's gland present inside the male reproductive system. Now, where are they located? Now, they are present on the lateral side of urethra. On the lateral side, on the sides of the urethra. Now, children, if suppose this was your vas deferens, seminal vesicle, ejaculatory duct, and this was a urinogenital duct. On the lateral sides of this urethral part is called as Cowper's gland. So, on the lateral sides of the male reproductive system, on the lateral sides of the urethra or the urinogenital system, your Cowper's glands are located. Now, these Cowper's glands are also called as bulbourethral gland. It is another name for the Cowper's gland. Now, these Cowper's glands are located at the membranous urethra, and it opens into penial urethra. If you remember the parts of urethra, prostatic urethra, membranous urethra, and your penial urethra. So this Cowper's gland is located towards the membranous urethra, where your membranous sphincter was present. One membrane layer was present towards this urinogenital duct. So in this area, your Cowper gland is present, and this Cowper's gland is opening into the penial gland. That means your penial urethra. Here it is opening. Now, this Cowper glands secretes a transparent, slimy, jelly-like, or sometimes you can call it that it is slightly yellowish fluid-like structures comes out. So your Cowper's glands are transparent in yellow, almost sometimes it is yellowish also, slightly yellowish also. Then they are jelly-like structures, jelly-like fluid. Cowper's glands are slightly alkaline, having the pH of 7.2. And this pH helps in destroying the acidity which is present inside the urethra, so that your various types of germs and various types of bacteria and all, if such type of things are, if it is growing also, that can be finished by this acidity. So alkalinity destroys the acidity of the urethra, and it cleans the penial urethra so that your sperms can move freely. And then these Cowper's glands are responsible for the lubrication of the penis. This is one of the most important point, and it is the function also of the Cowper's gland, that it helps in lubrication of penis. Lubrication, it means it is lubricating. It is making soft and soothing. To which part? To the penis part. But where this lubrication is working, this is one of the most important question. This lubrication is working in the female reproductive tract, in the vaginal part of the female reproductive system during the intercourse. So this your Cowper gland is helpful in the lubrication of the penis. So now children, we are moving to the next topic, that is your semen. We have studied that your sperm formation takes place in the seminiferous tubules. Then from that seminiferous tubules, your sperms moves into the retitestis. From retitestis it is moving into the vas efferentia. From vas efferentia into your epididymis. From epididymis moving into vas deferens. From vas deferens it will be entering into seminal vesicles. From there into prostate gland, then to the urinogenital duct or the urethral part. Now children, your semen was the secretion. It was a secretion. We'll not say that semen was a secretion, but the sperms were inside the seminiferous tubules of the testis. But the rest of the part which I have told, your rete testis, vas efferentia, vas differentia, your epididymis, these are the parts through which your sperms are moving. Sperms are traveling from the external abdominal cavity into the internal abdominal cavity. This was the pathway through which the sperms were moving. Now finally they move inside the seminal vesicles, where they get mixed up with the seminal fluid. And I told you all that when your sperms get mixed up with the fluid present inside the seminal vesicle, then the structure which is formed is called as semen. So children, the secretion of epididymis, vas deferens, seminal vesicles, prostate gland are the essential, they are very essentials for the maturation as well as for the mobility of the sperms. So that the sperms can, these are the pathway, and plus the secretions which are secreted from these parts, they are allowing the maturation of the sperms as well as they are allowing the movement of the sperms through the tract, through the male reproductive system, all these parts. But what is actually semen? Semen is the seminal plasma along with the sperm constitute the semen. I have discussed this before, that when your sperms travel through all these parts and enters inside the seminal vesicle and get mixed with the fluid of seminal vesicle, then the structure is called your semen. Now children, this fluid is ejaculated at the time of sexual intercourse. When this semen, which fluid? Semen. When is this semen ejaculated? Ejaculated means released out from the perineal part, from the penis part. When it is ejaculated. So, your semen is ejaculated when your intercourse, sexual intercourse is taking place. When your opposite sexes are developing a relationship among themselves, at that time, during that period, your semen is released out from the male's body, and the process of releasing this semen out from the male reproductive system and transferring it into the body of your female reproductive system, their process is called as your ejaculation or ejaculated, which the word which I have mentioned here. Now, the average volume per ejaculate is 2.5 to 3.5 ml. What does this mean? Average volume at one ejaculation time during sexual intercourse, during one ejaculation time, how much of semen is released? That average volume is depending on, it is between 2.5 to 3.5 ml. Now only one sperm is needed to fertilize the ovum, but normally about 100 million sperms per ml of semen is released. Now what does this mean? Now after intercourse, when the sperm reaches inside the female genital tract, now therefore fertilization process, only one sperm is needed. Only one sperm is capable. It is only needed to fertilize the egg inside to develop into zygote. Only one sperm. But children, only one sperm is not released. About 100 million sperms are released in per ml of semen. The semen which is ejaculated during the sexual intercourse period, that semen contains about 100 millions of sperms, and from those 100 millions of sperms, only one sperm is capable to fertilize with the egg. Rest 99 millions will be degenerated, will be destroyed. There is no need of that. Only one sperm will be capable to fertilize the egg. Now, the sperms move at a speed of 1.5 to 30 mm per per minute through the female genital tract. Now children, when the sperms are moving into the female reproductive system after intercourse, what is the actual speed of the sperm movement? It is about your 1.5 to 3.0 mm per minute. Now children, it takes 30 to 60 minutes to reach the uterine tube after copulation. Copulation is also an intercourse process. So it takes 30 to 60 minutes. Within 30 to 60 minutes, within half an hour to 1 hour, it reaches to the main site of fertilization. Hope this much about the semen is clear to you all. Thank you.